Right now at 6, a weather watch alert for a wintry mix bringing snow, sleet, and rain to the state late tonight into early tomorrow morning. The details up next.
And low blood supply causing concern here in our state. The reason behind the donation shortage and what one local nonprofit says needs to happen to replenish the loss.
Also, food banks across the state are getting ready for a surge in people needing help because the SNAP benefits boost is ending for families across Connecticut.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good morning. Happy Friday. We begin here with a weather watch alert, a winter storm just in time for the weekend. Good morning. Thanks for being with us, America Arias.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Curious how much of you still have some snow cover from the first snowstorm this week. I know up by the Mass border, I still have some, a little bits of snow here and there, but we're
on the edge.
We're going to get that filled in, yeah, by this time tomorrow. Here's a live look from Glastonbury right now. It is quiet. Tonight's going to be a different story.
And we're turning things over to Rachel Piscatelli. Good morning. Happy Friday to you.
Happy Friday. So most of the commute this morning and even this evening should be just fine. So those 2 commutes today will be fine. Sorry, kids. We're not talking about anything that's going to delay or leave early dismissal for school today. It really is happening overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning. So what are we watching for here? It's a wintry mix. It'll start off as snow for most of us. Then it'll turn to sleet and rain rather quickly on along the Connecticut shoreline. We're thinking the higher amounts for some snow accumulation will be in northwestern Connecticut, where you may hang on to the snow just a little bit longer. Then it'll turn to sleet and rain. Again, most accumulation in the hills. The least will likely be along the Connecticut shoreline. And we are leading to some slippery roads. This does taper off rather early on Saturday with some lingering snow showers in its place. Satellite and radar this morning will start off the day with some sunshine. Increasing clouds are expected later on. You'll see our numbers are starting off in the 30s and in the 20s. We're at 29 in New Haven. It's 36 right now in the capital city. So sun now will make way for cloud coverage this afternoon as those highs climb into the 40s. We have a winter weather advisory for our 4 northern counties this morning. That's where we think the better chances get in on that wintry mix is going to be. We'll pause it here at about 10 p.m. tonight, where we have snow overspreading the state, and along the immediate shoreline, it's mainly just rain. So we'll detail out where we go from here. We'll really walk you through the hour-by-hour forecast, as we are also looking at the potential for some gusty winds late tonight into early tomorrow morning, coming up in just a bit. Right now, we want to get a check out on the roadways. Lauren, good morning.
Good morning to you, Rach. Good morning, everyone. We did have a crash over in the Meriden area, causing a huge backup over from 691 over to 91, also Route 15 over to 91, but take a look at that. Things are looking good. It just cleared and traffic is moving freely. We see some green right there. That means go for the morning commute. As of right now, things are looking great in and around the capital city. 91 moving smooth, I-84 looking good. And then as we move down into the New Haven area, 91 over to 95 looking great as we move into Fairfield County. We aren't seeing any delays yet. A little bit of a backup starting to build in the Bridgeport area, but really not much to complain about over there. The traffic over in Waterbury, we were seeing heavy volume because of that closure due to construction. That has cleared as well. So we'll check back in on the roads coming up at 6:30. Tim and Eric, I'll send things back over to you. Good morning.
Lauren, good morning to you. The Connecticut Blood Center is declaring a blood emergency after the snowstorm earlier this week. They say their inventory is at a critically low level.
Now, Fox 61's Lindsay Kane is live in Middletown with more on why that's happening and what you can do to help. Lindsay.
Hi, good morning. Well, Connecticut Blood Center says they need to collect around 250 donations every day in order to meet demand. But on Tuesday, the snow canceled around 100 appointments. So now blood supply is at a critical level. Not only did the snow cancel those appointments, but it also canceled blood center donations across the state. Now, Connecticut Blood Center, or CTBC, says inventory is now an issue with the demand of patients and hospitals they serve. The region is currently at a 1 to 2 day supply level when it should be at a 5 to 7 day supply. And there's less than a day's supply of blood type O and platelets. Now, not only did the snow play a role, but CTBC says overall, February was the worst donation month blood centers across the state have seen in more than 5 years. Now, officials are asking people across the state to roll up their sleeves and help get supply back to adequate levels. And in order to encourage more people to donate, Connecticut Blood Centers will enter donors in a weekly raffle to win prizes like an Apple gift card or Beats earbuds. Now, anyone interested in making an appointment to donate can visit our website, fox61.com, for all the information. Live in Middletown, Lindsay Kane, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Okay, Lindsay, thank you for that. Now, from blood to food, Connecticut food banks are preparing for a big influx of families in need because those extra SNAP benefits have now come to an end.
Yeah, Fox 61's Brooke Griffin is live in Wallingford this morning with how pantries are getting ready for this change. Brooke, good morning.
Good morning to you both. A new study by the Urban Institute shows that an estimated 4.2 million people have been kept out of poverty due to those extra benefits, but now those have ended. So leaders say there needs to be a solution in place to make sure people are not going hungry. After nearly 3 years, the federal government ended the pandemic-era payments for low-income families on the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, also known as SNAP benefits. Connecticut food share leaders say they're already seeing an uptick in people coming to them for help. This is the latest pandemic-related financial benefit that's come to an end. Leaders saying families were really counting on the assistance, and this is a huge loss for them. The end of the extra benefits means families will lose about $90 worth of funds per month. Now they'll have to find another way to make up for that. That's where these food pantries, such as the one at Bloomfield Congressional Church, come in.
And now we've seen that there's a continued need post-COVID that hasn't really receded all that much. But what's happening is we're seeing a reduction now in those special programs that came because of COVID. And now people are really starting to worry a lot about how they're going to be able to afford food, how they're going to be able to afford the other expenses in their lives with these programs that were so important now being cut back and starting to be cut back.
And if you're someone who is experiencing food insecurity, especially now that those benefits are over, you can head on over to ctfoodshare.org, and they will have a list of food pantries and food drives that are closest to you to go ahead and get that extra help this month. Live in Wallingford, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Brooke, thank you. All right, 6:07 right now. And headed to New London now, where students at Connecticut College are calling for institutional change. Yesterday, they occupied an administrative building on campus. Now, this is happening after the dean of the college's institutional equity and inclusion, Rodman King, resigned last month. King stepped down immediately after the college scheduled a fundraising event at a Florida country club well known for discrimination and also anti-Semitism. That event was later canceled, but students say it didn't go far enough. Among the things they're calling for is the resignation of the college's president, Catherine Bergeron.
What she has done has continued to perpetuate the issues that are on campus, but they are not solely on President Bergeron. It is on the institution as a whole. We are hopeful and hoping that, members of administration who are supportive of this can, meet us eye to eye.
Connecticut College officials responded saying that they're willing to work with the students to create change. The president saying in a statement, quote, "It is my sincere hope that these collective efforts, especially the current vigorous engagement of many members of the community, will help open dialogue, restore trust, and advance the work we need to do to create the Connecticut College we envision."
In West Hartford, the family of 26-year-old Elon Genelis spoke out for the first time since his death. He was killed in the West Bank in Israel while on his way to a wedding earlier this week. His younger brothers shared their memories of him with us yesterday at the Jewish Federation of Greater Hartford. Gabe and Simon said their brother should be remembered for his intelligence and his love for those around him.
Elon was incredibly open-minded. He loved engaging with people with different opinions than his own. Elon loved learning. He loved knowing things. He loved knowledge.
Elon grew up in West Hartford, and as we've reported, he had a deep connection to Israel, including serving in the Israel Defense Forces.
And at the state capitol now, lawmakers on the Housing Committee met to tackle the issue of affordable housing. Lawmakers discussed and voted on 16 different proposals yesterday. Among the issues discussed was safety and sanitary living conditions, changes to tenant screening, bond funding to increase affordable housing, and also expanding renters' rights.
We don't do this work and listen to hours and hours and hours of testimony and not move it. So everybody will not agree, but I think we have the majority of votes that we need to move all of these out.
Residents need housing. The housing providers want residents to have the housing. If we keep having them combative, this is going to cause continued issues. So what we're trying to do is try to come up with solutions to make that easier.
Well, several bills have reached bipartisan support. One bill that was not up for discussion was the proposal to cap rent.